You know what it is? It's they leave here, and then they're like, damn, this guy's ruled.
Yeah, it's true.
That was awesome, man. That would have been sick.
I feel that way myself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame show. Let's go! Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DMVR, because later in the show, I will make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. We got a great one tonight, guys. Nuggets are in Memphis, and what could be a clincher, man? Who would have guessed? 20 games left in the season that we could have had a clincher for the number one
Look at
seed.
us.
Let's look at us, man. What a treat. What a treat. We're also going to talk about the scoring orgy. I should have had you call it that, Kale. The scoring orgy, as Chris Marlowe's known to say. Scoring orgy going on in the NBA, highlighted by last night's 176-175 win for the Sacramento Kings.
Bro.
We're going to talk all about that, and we're going to play some bets. Let me introduce the panel. Oh, my God, look who it is. Right back from the motherland, it's Dline. Guys! Hey.
Givali to you, Givali to you.
Oh, wow.
You're my brait, you're my brait.
You picked up some Serbian words while you were gone.
Brait, huh?
Yep, there it stops. I was near Užice.
Oh, were you? Wow. I hear it's lovely this time of year.
It was lovely. It was quite lovely.
Yeah? All right, well, welcome back, man. The Nuggets were really good while you were gone.
I know. I saw it. Saw it through very bleary eyes. 4 a.m. Serbia. If it hasn't been said before, you are some goddamn real ones.
There were some real ones. I'm just saying though, if they do lose tonight,
Oh right. Yep.
We're sending you back to Užice. We're sending you back. And then over here, Harrison Wind.
D-line is the final component that we needed to officially start the Nuggets stretch run.
Yeah, it's been the dog days up until this exact moment.
We're getting everybody back, from injury. We still need to get Aaron Gordon back.
We lost 2 to injury though. We lost Vote.
Yeah.
He'll be back though. We needed D-line back to officially start the stretch run.
Feeling it, brother.
So here we go.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Nuggets are taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, who have been reeling. They've been reeling. Remember when this was like, who's going to be the 1 seed? Can Denver catch Memphis? Yeah. Can they, guys? It's going to be tough. Not only they catch them, Memphis is falling off a cliff. But that's the game tonight. Still going to be a tough one. Still an interesting one, given some circumstances. Give us those circumstances.
Yeah, well, the Grizzlies, like you said, are struggling. They've been missing Steven Adams for the last 12 games, and that's really when this slide started for them.
Have they won a single game since Ja Morant pronounced them fine in the West?
They're 4-10 since that. They're 4-10 since that, 4-8 without Steven Adams over the last 12. And, they've been a shell of, the team that we saw the Nuggets play and kind of the Nuggets trounce even, a little bit ago. They've been a shell of the team they were earlier this season. They're second in the West, though. They are 6 games back of Denver. Over the last 14, since that Lakers loss, 24th in offense, 7th in defense. So their offense has just fallen off a cliff here. So, we'll see what happens tonight. It should be fun. But for the Grizzlies, Steven Adams is out. Like I said, 12th straight game that he's missed. For the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon is still out. His 5th straight game. Zeke Naji is out. His 6th straight game. Everybody else is good to go for Denver.
I'm going to go ahead and say that Aaron Gordon is out. He might be back, I would say, for the Rockets game. This is just my guess, guys. This is not info. But if not, then it'll be the Grizzlies game. Just to say that is, and I don't expect him tomorrow. I wouldn't. This isn't a thing I'd be holding your breath on, and then it's also not a thing I would be concerned about.
Right. Everybody, when I tweet out the injury report, is always like, "Oh, should I be worried about Aaron Gordon?" I would say no. I would not be worried about Aaron Gordon. I'm not worried. I think if this was the playoffs, he could play.
It's also like a rib injury, which is not like...
Right, yeah. Right. Rib is not core muscle. What was that? What would we always get with everybody?
Adductor.
Well, we would always
but sometimes it's the abductor.
Yeah.
Well, the abductor is the core, the core one.
Yeah.
The adductor is in your leg.
He just got like punched in the ribs.
He just got punched in the ribs, apparently.
Well, it hurts, but...
Well, I mean, yeah, it does hurt. Listen, I'm not...
An interesting thing about the way you perceive, like, the way we look at standings. I mean, we're talking about this. There's 22 games left now in the regular season. The Nuggets have a 6-game lead, although only 5 games up in the loss column. If you win tonight, you get a 7-game lead with 6 in the loss column. That's, like, almost insurmountable. But when you talk about could Memphis catch Denver, they're 6 games back at Denver. They're 6 games up on the 7 seed. We're not talking about them like, could they fall out of the playoffs and into the play-in? Like, that sounds completely unlikely, but it's actually exactly as likely as them catching Denver.
Yeah. I can't figure this out. Like, up until this year when we were fighting and clawing to get recognition and notoriety in the Western Conference, it seemed like impossible to claw your way up. But now, do any teams win? They just like the Nuggets have just like stayed still. Every team.
D-line, it's amazing what can happen when you have two of your three max players back healthy.
It is amazing.
Like that's been the problem. The Nuggets have had no margin for error over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They've needed a Nikola Jokic banger every night, and they've needed like, a Monte Morris great game or a Will Barton great game. Now when you just like have Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., your floor is so high.
But even beyond us, like I cannot believe the fact that Memphis has not fallen.
Yeah.
How are they still in the 2 seed? It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's been banged up.
Yeah,
we were talking about this a little earlier. Everybody's all like been talking about the Warriors. Are they legit? Are they not? Well, they haven't had their starting lineup a lot, and they're only like 13-10 even with their starting lineups. It's just like there's been so much uncertainty everywhere.
But even to your point, I mean, Kings versus Clippers is a 1-point game. We're going to get to that here in a little bit, but the thing is I'm not sure that everybody's losing. It's that everybody in the West plays each other, and they're all the same caliber team.
Yeah.
That's really what it is if I told you, like,
Except
Dallas Clippers, you'd be like, oh, that's a coin flip. If I told you Timberwolves Pelicans, you'd be like, that's a coin flip.
Yeah.
Every game is a coin flip in that tier, and that tier is enormous. So nobody has separated themselves from that tier, and they just keep giving each other L's. The only team separating themselves is the Denver Nuggets. They're the only ones that, at this point at least, have been above. And it takes us to this game. Coming out of the All-Star break, there was a lot of positive, numbers you could look at, a lot of little positive signs everywhere. There's still 22 games left. There's a lot. I don't think Denver has to peak, but I do think this 1 week, including this game, tomorrow's game, and then next Friday's game, those are the only measuring stick games I think Denver gets in the next month. They'll get a bunch at the end of March, and then in April, there's a bunch that come back up. But these are the only ones. So I feel like this game is somewhat sneaky important. And here's another reason it's sneaky, Harrison. I don't know if Denver's going to play Memphis. I would actually say this. I think right now they're 1-2. I think it's more likely that Denver plays Memphis in the second round than in the third. Meaning I think it's more likely that Denver matches up with Memphis because they fell to 4 or 5 and won their first round series than it is that Memphis wins 2 series before meeting Denver in the conference finals. So, but if they are to meet them, they are 24-5 at home. Even in this slide, they have been a good home team. This would be a very impressive win, even more so given the circumstances, given the fact that Memphis is reeling. I still think this would be a very impressive win if they got it. And not just that, if you do get into a playoff series, how nice is it to be able to say, they come in saying, yeah, it's our home court, and we know nobody beats us here. Well, the Nuggets did beat us.
With one exception.
Psychologically, there is some. It's the same with the Warriors. Like, if Denver plays them, it's one of those things that you can say, yeah, but we beat them there. I know not many teams did, but we're one of the ones that did.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, Memphis has been an interesting place for the Nuggets to play. They've had just some ridiculous games there during the Jokic era, like some bad losses, some ridiculous comebacks as well. It's a tough place to play. I still think Memphis can be a tough matchup at times for Denver. Ja Morant, he's a tough cover for the Nuggets. Jaren Jackson can make a lot of things happen, and that's just another really interesting matchup tonight. Jaren Jackson against Vlatko Čančar. Vlatko Čančar, God rest his soul, goes from having to guard Evan Mobley to Jaren Jackson. That should be interesting. But yeah, this can be a great win tonight. A great one.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm looking for is Jaren Jackson fouls a lot.
Sure does.
He is their only, they're big now. They used to be able to play the two bigs together. Jokic fouled him out last time they played. He was going at him and dragging him in foul trouble. I want to see how good Jokic is at that specific skill because that's a big one, man. Like, good shot blocker. He really does challenge a lot. I want to see how Jokic specifically does against Jaren Jackson tonight and just what Denver's offense looks like. I mean, it's been humming. They just beat the number 1 defense. This is the number 3 defense. It'd be cool to see that to keep going. Any other notes? Anything else you're looking for tonight?
I mean, I just want to see another insanely quality win on the road. Like, the Nuggets are basically unbeatable at home, but that's only half the story. Like, if we can get to the point, and even more than psychologically against the Grizzlies, like just for the Nuggets to be able to just feel like they can do whatever they do and it travels. They can pick these teams apart. I mean, I was so impressed with their performance last game against Cleveland. Like, I just want to see another performance like that. And then I can just like rest my eternal soul and just wait for the playoffs like I've been doing all season.
I thought you were going to say you're excited to watch the game at a normal time.
I am very excited to watch the game at a normal time and not through nefarious means.
Well, so this is the catching up with Dline, because I'm not going to lie, we've had a good time in your absence. Not because of your absence.
Oh, boy, that
Not
hurts.
because of your absence, but because the Nuggets have been very encouraging, man. Vibe has been great. Leaky roof at Ball Arena aside, vibes have been great for this team. They get that monster win. Tell us, just kind of catch us up. We haven't gotten your takes. We got all our takes. What's your take? Where are you feeling with the Nuggets right now?
First thing, did you guys know they traded Bones? Did you guys hear this?
Have you really been gone that long?
Yes.
You were on the trade deadline show.
Well,
bro.
I was.
Hold on a second.
It was the day
I
after.
was going to say he played.
You were here the
It was
day
just
of
the
the
day he
deadline.
played. It was the day he played.
Okay.
The day he played. I am so unbelievably encouraged by the Denver Nuggets. I mean, I was just thinking back to, early on, the first month of the season, where I was like, man, I just want to skip ahead. Like, this team has already shown me everything that I need to see, and now it's just a matter of they got to stay healthy. They got to, survive not only the injury bug, but they need some luck on their side. Some luck went against them with some trades that happened in the Western Conference, but like, they just look more and more in control, more and more powerful. Like, I'm so happy to be out of the All-Star break also, where just everybody everyone on goddamn Twitter was just spinning their wheels and just finding a way that, like, just the part of basketball that's the worst part of basketball, which is everyone's opinions that are not substantiated by everybody.
Other than ours.
But we're talking about
ours are substantiated.
we're
by
at least like
facts.
waiting until something happens and then
Every
responding.
opinion that we've ever said on this show has been off of a fact.
I just was like sitting there, like, just so mad. And then the first game back, the Nuggets were just like awesome. I'm like, oh, yes, we're back. So I mean, I'm there, man. I'm right along with you guys. Like, watching the games at 4:30 in the morning is a little trifling, as members of this community would say. But like, it makes it all even more worth it. Like, I get it now. Like, if I didn't already understand what it was to be Serbian, boy, do I understand now. My lungs were full of cigarette smoke, not that I was smoking, and my heart was full of joy.
Your heart was full of joy. Did you get up at 4 a.m. for the All-Star game?
Yes!
You sick man.
How much did you regret that?
I was so mad the whole, like, I was
When did you get up for it? Were you there for the pregame?
Dude, I watched every
You are
second.
disgusting.
I watched the Post Malone concert that led.
Oh my God.
I
That's
was like,
a lonely feeling.
it was the loneliest the loneliest feeling I've ever had in my entire
You're
life.
kidding.
It was bad, bro. It was bad.
That is really rough. Do you have any commentary on that? We just missed all your takes. Like, you're the guy we should have gone to for the Jokic, gets picked last, but doesn't because he picks himself. Like, are you? Here's what I mean, Eric. I feel like I was pissed off. There was a large part of me that was just like, God damn it, this sucks, man. It sucks that our guy is the one that everyone, like, he's so pure and perfect, and everyone's like, oh, he's the worst. And then it gave me this vengeful where I'm just like, I just want to murder them all. And then Denver comes out and beats the Cavs. So part of me, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, it'd be great to have our, like, revenge sequence right here.
Bro, we have, like, slipped into full, supervillain status. Like, my blood was boiling literally the entire time I was away, thinking about the disrespect that Nikola Jokic gives, the absolute farce that is the All-Star game, and how people were honestly like, oh, you're really going to tell me Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league and he gets 3 shots in the All-Star game? You're just like, God,
you're like, what?
I want it was the worst thing that I've ever experienced. And then to come back and watch them play basketball at such a high level, like, but I mean, still, like, I the way that this season is now set up, like, this is either going to be the greatest or worst stretch of my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
pretty
dunk on
appropriately.
the world or to take my life.
Isn't it crazy how the stakes of sports, they're proportionate to the payoff?
Yes.
Like the stakes are just keep getting higher and higher, but it's like, but man, that payoff would get higher
As the
and higher.
MVP conversation gets louder and louder.
Yeah, the MVP.
That's really what
That's
it is,
honestly
if
not.
we're being honest.
No, it's not, because
It kind of is.
No, it's not, because here's the thing: if Jokic wins MVP or loses MVP, the stakes for the Nuggets in the playoffs to me remain mostly the same. mostly the same. As in, it's like, no, you just have to win, man.
Yep.
Because you just have to win. Do they go up a little bit if he gets a third straight MVP? Sure. Like, of course, a little bit.
Right.
But not proportionate. Like, right now, the stakes are just so high because the payoff is everybody that's been doing all these dumb arguments has to, like, shut up and, like,
well,
that's
that's my point. It's that if the MVP conversation wasn't such a prevalent storyline from day one, there would not be as much pressure on him. And that's a fact.
It's completely true. No, I would like.
That's my point.
I wish he would just come out and ask that he be removed from this narrative. I would like to remove myself from this narrative. I don't want to be. He doesn't even want to be the goddamn MVP. The worst part is that, like, then people that start campaigning for other people to win MVP look so stupid.
Right.
They look so stupid.
Man, what would happen if Yoke came out and said, "I don't want the MVP"?
He said that every year.
No. He's like, I'm not gunning for. I'm not reaching for.
You're
But
like,
if he came out and actually
just
said,
like,
I don't want it. Don't vote for me. MVP.
He should
It would
because
be
you
hilarious.
still have to vote. For
You still
him
have to do it. It would
because
be the
it's
best.
about the integrity of the award.
It would actually be the best part of it.
That would be the
moving
best
on though. We
turn.
could talk about this all night. Moving on. There's been a scoring orgy in the NBA this year.
Scornanza.
And last night might have reached its zenith. The Kings beat the Clippers in a single overtime, just one overtime, 176 to 175. We have our hockey guys here. What's the highest scoring combined game in NHL history? 20 to 10 to 10 or 10 to 11? I think, man, I'll be honest. I think 176, 175 would be more like 15 to 13. Like, it's an insane score. Like, 176?
I know.
170. The Nuggets beat the Jazz that game 82, or was it 80 to 79 or something? Do you remember that in this game 7?
Yeah.
176 to 175.
It was double OT though. I'm pretty
Let
sure.
me give you guys some. By the way, I think it was single OT.
Then it was definitely double OT. But,
I think you're right. Actually, here's the thing: the Kings now passed the Nuggets in offensive rating. Nuggets now number 2. Let me give you some stats. In 2013, the Miami Heat had the number 1 offensive rating in the NBA at 111.4. In 2023, 24 teams have a better offensive rating than that. That's 2013, guys. That's 1 decade. 1 decade. In 2023, the Bucks this year have the best defensive rating in the league at 109.3. In 2013, that would have ranked 29th. They would have been the worst defense in the NBA at that time. In 2013, only Steph Curry made 3 threes per game. Only he did it. He took 7.7. In 2023, 10 years later, 13 players make 3 threes or more per game,
Dude, abolish
including
the
Michael
three-point
Porter.
line. Abolish the three-point line.
And 19 players take 7.7 or more. How crazy are these numbers? And then lastly, 6 players are scoring 30-plus. In 2013, who would you guess was the leading scorer in the NBA in 2013?
2013?
2013.
LeBron James?
Carmelo Anthony.
Really?
Carmelo Anthony, the leading scorer at 28.7. Right now, there's 6 players scoring 30 or more and 9 players scoring 28.7 or more. The scoring is out of control, you guys. And then I want to lastly read this quote from Jokic from the interview with Eden and Cole he did in Serbia, translated for us. It's different now from the day I got into the league. 2 totally different sports, from the rules to style of play. Big change in 7 years. Maybe people don't notice it, but me, who's in it, a really big difference in everything. Plays, tendencies, we want to achieve, how we defend, and type of players that play. Where you rarely see players that are 7 foot standing still. I really think the NBA has an envious level of talent. So he's talking about, guys, nobody, it's funny because no players are talking about this, but it's clear as day. This is an offensive league, and it's unprecedented. It's been a like, if you could chart this, it's been like somewhat linear, except for this year's off the charts.
Well, wasn't it like this in the 80s?
It's like the GameStop stock
not the
that
80s.
1 month.
Not the 80s, but like
The 80s is when the scoring was up.
Is that when it was?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Eric. We're going off of advanced stats, meaning it's really points per possession. In the 80s, you just played a ton of possessions. Like, the shot quality was very low and shot makes and misses. It was like dribble up the court, jack a shot up, 5 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
Other team comes the other way, jacks a shot up, 5 offensive rebounds. But now it's like, no, even just playing a half court game.
All I took from that is that clearly all of the NBA watches this show. They saw when we interviewed Alex English. He said that they should take on.
Yeah.
They should look to those past games to see like
it was
how
entertaining.
It was entertaining. So listen, we appreciate you all of the NBA. We agree. Let's get some more scoring. No, dude, it is ridiculous.
It sucks, to be honest.
It does suck.
There's the 2 sides
It's a travesty,
of it. You,
man.
And then him
No,
over there.
I'm actually
I
with
was watching
Harrison on
that
this.
game last night, and I hated every second of it.
What did you
man.
hate about it?
Going down the stretch, every single possession there is a foul.
Well, that's a great take.
And that's, I think, the biggest problem the NBA has right now in terms of the
Always.
scoring, and it's because of how it's officiated. Every single rule is set up to give the advantage to the offensive player, and it's making the sport worse. It just is, man. There was this Marcus Howard interview a couple days ago, maybe a week ago.
Yep.
And he was asked what the toughest league is to score in, and he said the NBA, out of every league he's played in, college, the G League, EuroLeague, Eurocup, NBA. He said the NBA is the easiest league to score in.
Easiest one.
Marcus freaking Howard?
Yeah, that's wild.
And the biggest reason why is because of how it's officiated, and it's a travesty, and it sucks, and it's ruining the sport.
There's truly no physicality of any kind is allowed on any shooters. The only physicality that's allowed in the NBA is on the back of Nikola Jokic's arms.
Yeah. The defense in the NBA is really, really good. Contrary to what a lot of people think, defense in the NBA is actually incredible. The thing is, you're not allowed to play defense.
Kale,
you're not allowed to play any defense, and it sucks.
Go ahead and pull it up here. This is from yesterday's game. Make it as big. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at the contact.
2, 3.
Hey, get off of him, man. Get off of him, man. That's like Bad Boys Pistons defense right there. Do you guys see that?
It's also 3 steps.
Exactly. I'm with you, Harrison. Like, I just don't think people quite realize, like, we're all enjoying the numbers, and let's not kid ourselves. Our guys has some great numbers this year, averaging a triple-double, scoring at 70% true shooting. He's benefiting from this as well, whatever. But there is a point when we're like, all of the axioms we have about offense wins championships, all these different things, part of me looks around and I go, dude, this league is so different from anything, and we're just not acknowledging it yet. But sooner or later, it's going to break in a level where people are like, guys, we have to acknowledge.
It's just going to look like the All-Star game in 10 years, maybe.
The All-Star game was 184 to like 179. That game was 176 to 175.
Not that far
Honestly,
off.
if it would have gone to like one more minute of play, it would have had the same score as the All-Star game.
That's...
Think about it.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Wow,
I do think there's something of players are better at shooting threes, and we've gotten smarter. Like
Just the individual offensive skill is ridiculous.
It's through the roof. This is why I mentioned the three-point shooting, is that Curry taking 7.7 threes per game was like, man, only he can do that.
Right.
And now 19 players take that many?
Oh, Jalen Green does it in the first quarter.
Yeah, Jalen Green. So I don't know. The scoring orgy in the NBA is just worth noting, and I do think here's a take for you. A lot of people have talked about Jokic's defense and pointed to it. I honestly think that as the game has evolved and teams have figured it out, everybody plays defense like Jokic now. A big playing defense is like actually not that impressive because everybody just gets pulled out in the perimeter and cooked, and then it's like, what's the point here?
Yeah.
So just a little thing to keep an eye on. And last night's game was the crescendo so far.
So far, I was about to say, do not put a period on that sentence.
All right. Let's all make ourselves copious amounts of money by opening up the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Let's have our own scoring
Somebody
orgy.
wrote yesterday too. I don't know if you guys were tagged in this. Some dork was like, "You guys gave out a bad pick last night. You need to be careful with the advice you give." And first of all, I want to go. We went 6-1, so you pointed out the one where we went bad. I think we had Murray 28+ points.
That was
or something
a great
like that.
bet. For the
There was a
record.
great value bet given the numbers or whatever. But at the same time, 6-1. Like, come on, and also don't. Bet at your own leisure, guys. This is for fun. Oh, we do have some super chats. What do we have before we get there? King Bill says, accidentally bet 10 times what I wanted to on the first quarter money line last game, but it paid out. So LFG, welcome back, Eric. Missed your life and death.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I didn't realize how much my life revolved around the Nuggets. I did, but it's nice to have a little outside perspective to either reconsider or double down. And I've doubled down. Let's go.
And then the last one from Gordon. Our guy Gordon, man, he's been on fire lately. The more you get caught up in the Nug hype, the more joy you'll have when they win the championship. Welcome back, Dline. You know what I love about that one? It's so true, man.
Is
Why
true.
spend your time being pessimistic?
Dude,
lean in.
We're in the betting section. All Nuggets fandom for me has been, and for I believe all the diehards, just placing emotional bets on the Denver Nuggets. Like, do I really believe that they're going to win? And if you, in your heart, believe it, the payoff is then so great. If you are if you're in and out, You know, you kind of believe it, whatever. You can take it, leave it. When they win, you're like, okay, that's cool. Like, I want to be part of the party. The emotional bet that I
called it.
Yeah.
I called it.
But if they lose,
you're like, oh my God, I got to go to a dark place.
Well, we've also been on fire, I should say, in pick of the weeks, DraftKings pick of the weeks. Nailed that one the other night.
I think it's the hard work you've put
So
into making those picks. That's what I think it is.
Fronts.
I think it's the preparation. I think it's the thoughtfulness. I think that's what it is. All right, Dline, walk us through. What are we betting on?
All right. So
you gotta hurry.
Let's take a look. So you know how much I hate betting the actual score of the game. You can't. I mean, in this day and age, the scoring origins.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think it's going to be a close game, though. That's the one thing I do think. I mean,
Yeah.
if this is the one night when I would actually look at the spread. The Denver Nuggets are getting 3 points on the road. The Memphis Grizzlies are favored. I think I would take the Nuggets with the points. Like, I think
Plus
I
three?
imagine this is going to be a 2-point game, 3-point game, regardless. So Nuggets plus the points, like, give me that. The Nuggets can easily win this outright, but you can't really count on that. And then I'm going to look at our man, the most beautiful man of all, Nikola Jokic. He's been scoring some points, guys. We are beyond the dog days. Nikola Jokic has realized what the task in front of him is, and with that usually comes scoring. And so I'm looking at Nikola Jokic to score over 24.5 points. I feel good about that.
I don't know if I feel good about it, but I'll go with it for
Listen,
you.
he's
in a good mood.
He's in a good.
Did you see the video of him from shoot-around today?
Did we see the fit? What does the fit tell
No, the
us?
video where
No.
he was on his phone watching something, and then
Horse racing.
something happened, and
A horse
he
run.
was the most excited I've seen him all
Tim
season.
Tetrick definitely won some horse race.
It might have been, but then I saw a theory that it was actually a KK Joker win.
Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. Well, to that end, Nikola Jokic will be matched up against an interior presence in Jaren Jackson Jr., or at least he'll be in there. What does that tell us, fellas? A 3-point make is coming from Nikola Jokic this night. It's only at 0.5 like it always is. The juice is not great, minus 130, but that's going to happen. Michael Porter Jr. has been born anew. He looked so unbelievably good last game. You can't tell me that's a one-game anomaly. We're going to get more of that. So I'm taking his threes over 2.5 at minus 165. That's free money. And then I actually hate this bet, but I feel like I'm here to make people money. I'm going to take Nikola Jokic over 3.5 turnovers.
This is a depth
turning
bet.
the ball over. Unbelievable
What
amount.
a fun bet, man. I can't wait to get in on
I'm
that
trying to
one.
make some money for the people.
Wow.
Over 3.5 turnover for Nikola Jokic. Like, the ball is in his hands. People are running around. Turnovers happen. It doesn't mean he's not still the greatest player on earth.
What if I told you guys that with the profit boost, you can get Jokic for a triple-double tonight at plus 131? And then what if I also told you he has a triple-double in like 11 of the last 13 games?
Take it.
You should take it.
Plus that money, I love it.
I swear to God, he's going to get a triple-double every game.
This is what
from
it
here
feels
on
like
out.
right now. It
Truly.
feels like it.
And then the last one I like
Okay.
is over 1.5. Nikola Jokic steals plus blocks. One or the other.
Okay.
We don't know how they're going to be scored. We just know some sort of
1.5.
1.5 steals plus blocks. Not
like
the first.
that.
The first one is just blocks.
Right.
We don't know. There is notably some dubious blocking that's been happening in Memphis.
There's been known,
This is what I'm
that
saying.
There's some
Memphis,
dubious scorekeeping.
in Memphis of all places. We don't know how blocks are going to be
we don't
scored
know what's going
versus
on.
steals. So blocks plus steals over 1.5 feels like free money. Let's take it. Let's
Building
go.
a single game parlay real quick. I like Jamal Murray 22.5 points just because I feel like right now
Careful, Adam.
What?
Might be a bad bet.
Why is that?
Just you were called out on it last time.
Oh, I like it. I also like Michael Porter's 3-point shooting right now. I'm going to take him for 3+ threes. And then outside of that, I'm going to go Jokic assists because he's just assisting right now. I'm going to go over 9.5.
Jokic is an absolute lock for a triple-double tonight.
Absolute
that is
lock.
a lock.
That gets me a plus 380. Those 3 bets, I like it. All right, we're out of here. We're going to go hang out. Avs are up next here in the lounge. We'll see everybody after the game.
Let's go.